Hi team, welcome to today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, I will remind you, please make sure to check in once we are finished today. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, please make use of the stretching video that is also available to you to leave your body feeling nice and healthy and happy. All right, so today's workout, we're going to do 30-second supersets with a cardio focus. So how this is going to work is we're going to have two exercises that are going to work different parts of our bodies while the other rests. We're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds. So because everything is timed today, you have freedom of weight and reps. You want to take things a little slower and a little heavier, that's completely up to you. Or you can take things just strictly with body weight and take them a little faster. All right, we're going to do each superset 3 times for a total of 3 minutes. After that, we'll take a quick break, we'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one. I'll show you how to do everything before we even do it. So let's get started. Number 1, we're going to do forward lunges and high knees. Like I said, I'll show you these things, and then we'll get started. So a forward lunge, what we're going to do with this is you're going to kick one leg out to about a 45-degree angle. You're going to lean forward onto it, and then thinking of this as a downward motion, you're going to drop that center of gravity down towards that front knee, pushing up through your heel in order to stand up. We're just going to switch legs each time, just remembering to push up through that heel in the front, 30 seconds of that. Then we are switching to 30 seconds worth of high knees. So high knees is a very literally named piece of cardio. I like to start kind of shifting all of my weight over to one of my feet, just like this, the other knee up in front of me as high as it will go. From here, what we're going to do is we're just going to hop from foot to foot, driving that knee up in front of us as high as it will go, all right? If it turns into a bit of a low knee, that's completely fine. Just hopping back and forth, or if you do find the hop is just a bit too intense for you, you can just high knee march on the spot like this, all right? 10 seconds here, team, we will get started with our forward lunges. Here we go, round 1, 3, 2, 1, and go. So 30 seconds each. We do not have to count, that's always nice. And remember when I said today, you have freedom of weight and reps, all right? So you get to take things as heavy or light and as fast or as slow as you'd like. 10 seconds here, we're switching to our high knees. And here we go, 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, high knees. Switching and starting as soon as you're able to. And just driving that knee up as high as it will go. Awesome job, team. 10 seconds, we're gonna switch back to our lunges. And here we go, 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, back into those lunges. And again, just switching and starting as soon as you're able to. Pushing up through that heel of that front foot in order to stand up. And 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and switch into those high knees. Awesome work, team. Stay with me now. Excellent work, 10 seconds. Then we'll switch to our final round. All right, 2, 1, and switch into our final round, switching to that forward lunge, starting whenever you can. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. 10 seconds. Switching to our high knees. 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, final 30 seconds of this round. Whew. And then we will switch, or take a break rather, and then switch to our next circuit. Driving that knee up nice and high. All right, 10 seconds, or 5 rather. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, awesome job, team. Let's take this quick break, grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, okay? Whew. Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go. And in and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are moving up to our upper bodies for our first exercise. We are going to do something called plank walks. After that, we are switching to butt kicks for our cardio. I will show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, plank walks. What we're going to do with these, this is a plank position on the floor. This position doesn't really work if you are standing and leaning against a wall. So I would invite you to try this on the floor from your knees if you do find being on your toes is a bit too intense. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with our hands kind of off to one side. If you have a yoga mat you're using, that's kind of a good indicator of space for this exercise. But we're going to start plank position on our hands, keeping a nice straight line from our shoulder to our contact point with the floor. All right, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 steps with our hands to one side. So 1 together, 2 together. That is considered 1. Granted, we don't have to count, but after you do those 2 steps to one side, you're just going to step back the exact same way. 1 together, 2 together. I'm saying together because I don't want you crossing your arms. That just gets really awkward. So starting on one side, step together, that's going to be a lot more comfortable than if you're crossing your arms back and forth to do this. All right. So plank walks, then we are switching to butt kicks, another very literally named piece of cardio. Again, I like to start shifting all of my weight over to one foot. My other foot's just kind of dangling behind me just like this. From here, I'm just going to hop foot to foot, swinging those feet behind, trying to kick myself in the bum. All right? So back and forth, just like that, filling our 30-second rounds as best we can. 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our plank walks. You can do this from your knees or your toes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 2 together, 1 together, 2 together. Always kind of thinking of bringing those hands together, all right? Together, 2 together. When you're in your plank position too, make sure your bum is not sticking up in the air. Nice low bums on this. 10 seconds. Awesome work. 3, 2, 1. All right, switching to butt kicks. First round of these, switching and starting as soon as you're able to. Excellent job, team. Stay with me now. And again, if the hop is just a bit too much for you, feel free to turn it into a step instead, just kind of shifting your weight side to side. 3, 2, 1. And switch into those plank walks. Awesome work, team. Stay with me now. All right, less than 10 seconds here. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, into our butt kicks. Whew. Round 2, finishing off when we have one more round of both of these. Awesome job, team. Stay Stay with me now. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, back to our plank walks, final round. Whew. Switching and starting as soon as you're able to. All right, keep going, team. Doing real good. All right, 10 seconds. Switching to our butt kicks. Once we're done, 2, 1, and switch. Whew. All right, and final 30 seconds of this circuit. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now, 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, excellent job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we will move on to the next one, all right? All right, team, take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are going back down to our lower bodies for our first exercise. We are going to do narrow squats. After that, for our cardio, we are going to do something called foot shuffle. I will show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, a narrow stance squat. With a regular squat, your feet are just slightly wider than your shoulders. With a narrow stance squat, I want you to bring them in to the inside of your hip line. So when you're standing, if you kind of shift to one side, look down at your hip line, the outsides of your feet should be on the inside of your hips, all right? From there, it's a regular squat. We're gonna hinge at our knees and our waist, keeping our weight in our heels. We're just gonna squat down as if we're about to sit in a chair, pushing up through your heels in order to stand up, all right? After that, we are switching to foot shuffle. So, foot shuffle, I want you to give yourself some room, maybe 5 or 6 feet kind of off to the side of yourself. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to lower ourselves into a bit of a lowered squat position, keeping in mind as well, the lower you are into this squat position, the tougher these are going to be. All right, so lower yourself down into that position. We're just going to shuffle our feet, 1 together, 2 together, to one side, then we're gonna go back. 1 together, 2 together. You can add that hop like I am, all right? Or you can just step your feet side to side, completely up to you, completely up to your intensity level, all right? So 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our narrow squats. First round, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Awesome job, team. Keep those, or your weight in your heels rather. Pushing up and down. Awesome job. 10 more seconds here, team. We're switching to our foot shuffle. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, foot shuffle. So you can add that hop, like I was saying in the demonstration, or you can just step side to side. It's completely up to you. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. 10 seconds left. We'll switch back to our narrow squats for round 2. In 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, narrow squats. Switching and starting as soon as you're able to. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. 10 seconds left. All right, and 3, 2, 1, and switch into our foot shuffle again. Round 2. Excellent work. Stay with me now. Remembering that the lower you get into that squat position for this foot shuffle, the tougher it's going to be, all right? Less than 10 seconds. We'll switch into round 3. And 2, 1, and switch. All right, into those narrow squats, final time, starting whenever you're able to. Awesome work, team. Stay with me now. Squatting down as if you're about to sit in a chair, pushing up through your heels in order to stand up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, final foot shuffle. Excellent job, team. Remember filling these 30 seconds how you want. Heavy and slow, or just simply body weight and quick, all right? And 10 seconds left, then we will take a quick break. All right, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, awesome job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, all right? Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right, back up to our upper bodies on this one here, team. We're going to do something called side delt raise. So we are going to need some weights for this, all right? Then for our second one, for our cardio, we are going to do scissor jumps. I'll show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, side delt raise. We're gonna start feet shoulder width apart with a slight bend in our knees. From there, we're just gonna rest our weights on the sides of our hips, just like this. Shoulder blades down nice and low on your back. Roll those shoulder blades back, hold them down. Keeping our arms nice and straight without locking our elbows, we're just gonna lift our weights straight up to the side, forming a T shape with our body just like this. All right, filling 30 seconds with those. Then after that, we are switching to scissor jumps. So, a scissor jump, I want you to think of these like jumping jacks without the arms, all right? So, we're just gonna hop our feet in and out just like this. If you do find the hop is a bit too intense for you, feel free to just step to the side, tapping those toes out just like this, all right? 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our side delt raise. Grab your weights. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So lifting those arms straight out. So you may need a weight that's slightly lighter than you are used to, just because our arms are straight. That is called your lever length, all right? All right, 10 seconds left. We're switching to our scissor jumps. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and switch into our scissor jumps. First 30 seconds of these. And remember to modify them if you need to. Excellent job, team. Stay with me now. All right, 10 seconds left. We're gonna switch back to our side delt raise. And 3, 2, 1, and switch into our side delt raise for round 2, switching and starting as soon as you're able to. Keep those shoulder blades down nice and low on your back. That's gonna stop any neck strain because we're not gonna shrug up into our necks. All right, 10 seconds. And scissor jumps in 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, into those scissor jumps, switching and starting as soon as you can. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. All right, 10 seconds. Switching back to our side delt raise for our final minute. 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, into that side delt raise. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. All right, 10 seconds left. Switching to our scissor jumps. And 3, 2, 1. All right, final scissor jumps. Then we will take a quick break and move on. Whew. Awesome work, team. Stay with me, we're almost done. All right, 10 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, awesome job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, okay? Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go. And in and out. All right, moving on here, team. Last one. We are going to do something called hip lift kickouts, and then we are going to do something for our cardio called grapevines. I will show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, hip lift kickouts. We're going to start laying down on our backs with our knees bent up towards the ceiling, just like this. From here, what we're going to do is, with our feet shoulder width apart and our heels nice and close to our bums, we are going to lift our hips up off the floor, squeezing our bums at the top. We're just going to kick one leg out at a time, just like this. If you do find that you are kind of wobbly, like if you're kind of twisting side to side, bring your feet and your knees closer together. That's going to help you with your balance, keeping your weight down the center line of your body. But we're just squeezing our bums, keeping our hips up nice and high, and kicking that one foot out at a time. All right? After that, we are switching to grapevines. So, grapevines, what we're going to do with this is we're going to start feet shoulder width apart, just like so. From here, we're going to hop 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards, kind of in a line just like this. If it's not totally in a line, that's completely fine. From there, you're going to hop back to the center. Then you're going to hop the other foot forward and the other foot backward. Once you get going, it looks a little like this. Kind of reminds me of an Irish jig, if you've ever seen one of those. All right. And we're just filling our second 30 seconds with those. All right. 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our hip lift kickouts. Here we go. Let's get into position in 3, 2, 1, and go. So keeping that bum nice and high, squeezing it at the top, kicking your feet out each time. Alternating legs side to side. Awesome job. Keep those hips up as high as you can. 5 seconds. Switching to grapevines. 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, switching and starting, getting into those grapevines as soon as you can. Doesn't have to be a huge hop either, all right? Your feet can remain very close together, just as long as you're getting that forward backwards hop. That's what I'm looking for, okay? 10 seconds. We'll switch back to our hip lift kickouts. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, into those hip lift kickouts. Round 2, switching and starting as soon as you're able to. Awesome job, team. Keep going. Keep pushing. 10 seconds. We'll switch back to our grapevines. 3, 2, 1, and switch into those grapevines for round 2. Switching and starting as soon as you're able to. All right, 10 seconds here, team. Doing great. Stay with me now. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. Whew. Final round into our hip lift kickouts. Whew. Final minute. Just filling these 30 seconds as best we can. All right, 10 seconds here, team. All right, and 3, 2, 1, and switch into our final 30 seconds here, team. And then we're done. Whew. Awesome work. Stay with me now. Almost there, 15 seconds. Whew. Awesome job, team. In 5, almost done, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, awesome job, team. Thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate your time. Now that we are finished, please remember to check in. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, if you feel comfortable with it, I would love to see your sweaty selfie on social media. You can tag me on both Facebook and Instagram at M12 Fitness Liz. All right? Thanks again so much, team, and I will see you for our next workout.